This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and today we are taking a look at Loot Hero DX. Before we get into this review, let's take a look at what the Steam store page has to say about this game. A legendary dragon is haunting the lands, towns are set ablaze, and its magic power resurrects the evil creatures of the world. A hero is needed to travel to the corners of the lands and slay the beasts to restore peace. Okay, that really doesn't tell us a whole lot, so don't worry, I'm going to tell you what this game is. You hold down your left mouse button and run across the screen and kill things. That's it. That's pretty much the extent of this game. There's a little more to it than that, but that's about the extent of this game. You kill things, collect coins. Every now and then you're going to run across a store, and when you run across that store you can buy upgrades for your character. You do not have to run in one direction, however running to the right will eventually lead you to the boss, and running to the left just allows you to go back and kill all the things that you just killed. And honestly, this game is not very fun, however it is kind of addictive. Although those two things don't necessarily have to be one and the same, I found myself wanting to continue to kill things and earn those coins so that I could keep upgrading and continue to kill more things. And then I was like, why am I playing this? This is boring. You don't, it takes no thought. Seriously, no thought at all. A tiny little bit of thought. Just a tiny little bit, I'll take that back, a tiny little bit. When you are fighting a boss and you're about to die, you can step away and regen some health. However, the boss regens health too, so you kind of gotta work that out a little bit, tap him to keep his health down, because every time you hit something, you take a little bit of damage. Depending on I guess the defense, depends on how much damage you take depending on what level of creature you're fighting. So if you got high defense and you go back to lower levels, you're not going to take nearly as much damage if you're fighting stuff that's your same level. But I mean, really, that still doesn't really take a whole lot of thought, and you can eventually get rid of that thought completely by just grinding lower levels till you're so OP that you can just blaze through everything, leaving you little to no challenge whatsoever. Let's talk about the pros and cons of this game. First off, at $2.99, if you don't like the game, you're really not out anything. I mean, it's $3. It's cheap, so that's gotta be a pro. Second pro would be the art style. It has a very nostalgic feel to it. It kind of reminds me of old school side-scrollers, Sega games, or something like that, old school Nintendo games. Just gave me this very nostalgic feel, so the art style is definitely a pro. And at number 3, it's somehow addictive. If a game is addictive, that's gotta be a pro for any game, right? Isn't that what every game strives to be, is addictive? So it's somehow addictive. As for the cons, there's no depth to this game at all. It's just the most shallow game ever. You run left and right and upgrade for stats. It really doesn't have a lot going on. Number 2, it's more or less a clicker game without the clicking, which is kind of a con in my opinion. I mean, at least with a clicker game, you have that interactivity there where you're clicking. In this game, you don't even click, you just hold down the button, so yeah, I guess that's a con. And that's about it. There's just not enough here for me to really just break it down into a lot of pros and cons. There's just not enough game. So I have to give it at least a rating of 2, but I'm gonna give it a 2.5 because I really didn't see any bugs or anything like that, and technically is a game, but it's just not fun, so I can't give it a full 3. So the rating for this game is a 2.5. Like I said, I found it rather boring and addictive at the same time. It will cost you a whole $2.99 in the Steam store if you want it with its soundtrack, which I gotta hand it to it, the soundtrack was kind of good. It's gonna cost you $3.99. That's about it for this review. Just a quick little short review of this really simple basic game. Honestly, this game should have been and probably is a phone game. that's what it felt like to me, a game that you would play on your phone. I really can't see myself playing this ever again on the PC, ever. Before we wrap up this episode, I want to just say thank you to all of you out there for all of your amazing support, especially my Patreon supporters. Thank you. You are fantastic people. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy and you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.